Alright, Coyotes, here's another helpful video on arithmetic sequences. How to use a recursive formula versus how to use an explicit formula. So looking at the Khan Academy homework, there were questions about using a formula, but you had to know which one you were looking at and then how to use it. So let me give you an example. So they gave you a sub n, except instead of a sub notation, they use function notation. I think it might be because their software, they couldn't get the n to drop down, so they just used function notation. Right, so they give you this formula, and then they say, well, what is a of 16? This is an explicit formula. You can tell because they only gave you one equation. You can also tell because it is the explicit formula, which is a sub n equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 d, except they're writing d on the left side of the parentheses instead of the right side. You just need to get used to that. When you're multiplying two things together, it doesn't matter which order you multiply in. We could put the 3 on this side or the 3 on the front. Either way, because of the commutative property of multiplication, you could write it either way. So, this is an explicit formula. All we have to do then is plug 16 into the letter n. So the answer would be negative 6 plus 3 times 16 minus 1. Remember how the formula works is that whatever this sequence is, it starts with negative 6, and then the common difference is 3, so we're adding 3 each time. So plus 3 would be negative 3, plus 3 would be 0, plus 3 be 3, and we keep going all the way till we get to the 16th term. But the explicit formula is a shortcut. So we don't want to have to add 3 over and over and over and over again to get all the way to the 16th term. And we figured out that it's going to take 15 of these 3's to get to the 16th term. So that's why the n minus 1. 16 minus 1 makes 15. So we're going to multiply 15 of these 3's together. 3 times 15 is 45, and then we're going to add that to whatever the first term was, which is negative 6. Negative 6 plus 45 is 39. So the 16th term is 39. That's how to use an explicit formula. All right, got my eraser here. Now we're going to look at a recursive formula. So let me erase this side. I'll keep this up so you can compare the two. All right. So another problem I got right off of Khan Academy says C of 1 equals 6, C of n equals C times n minus 1 minus 16. And then it has a bracket around these two equations. When you see a problem set up like this with a bracket, you know that you are looking at a recursive formula. In a recursive formula, they give you a formula with an n minus 1 in it, and then they have to give you one of the terms. Because if you don't know what one of the terms is in the sequence, you can't use the recursive formula to get any of the other terms. Okay, so this one is recursive. This one is explicit. All right, and then the question says, find the third term. Find the third term. All right. So how do we go about finding the third term? Well, I'm going to use the formula. I'm going to use this formula and say C of 3 equals C times n minus 1 minus 16. Well, 3 is n, so we're going to put 3 in for n there. All right. So when I do this, I'll put that in red so it stands out. Oop, my red's dead. I'll use black. C of 3. So the 3 goes right in there. All right, so now I have C of 3 equals C of 2 minus 16. Oh, so I just have to take the second term and subtract 16. Well, my problem is I don't know what the second term is. So I got to work recursively, meaning working backwards, and say, okay, well then what is C of 2? What's the second term? Well, according to the formula, it's C of n minus 1, but this time it's 2 minus 1. What's 2 minus 1? 1 minus 16. Oh, great. I know what C of 1 is. It's the first term. It's 6. So now I can plug 6 in for C of 1. I can replace C of 1 with 6. 6 minus 16 equals negative 10. But now I know that C of 2 is negative 10. So I can replace C of 2 with negative 10. All right? And then negative 10 minus 16 equals negative 26. Oh, now I know that C of 3 is negative 26, and that's what I wanted to find. Find the third term. C of 3 equals negative 26. I'm glad we have that on video. You can watch that one again and again. Every year I teach this. Recursive formulas are really confusing to people. The explicit formula, not so bad, because you just take whatever number they want and just plug it right in. And honestly, we tend to use explicit formulas way more in the real world than the recursive formula. But really try, since we're at home and we've got nothing else to do, really try to figure out this recursive formula. Just replay the video, watch me go through the steps. I'll do one more example of a recursive formula so you can see how it works. All right. Here's another example from the homework. They say b of 1 equals 16, b of n equals b times n minus 1 plus 1. And then it says find the second term. And those are in brackets. That's a dead giveaway that we are doing a recursive formula. Okay, find the second term. All right, so if I want the second term, I'm going to put in b of 2 equals b to the 2 minus 1 plus 1. Well, this is an easy one because the second term is only one jump away from the first term. So b of 2 minus 1 turns into b of 1. Like, oh, I know what b of 1 is. It's 16. So now I can replace b of 1 with 16. 16 plus 1 is 17. And that's my final answer. All right, hope that helps because it's on video. You can hit pause, you can back up, you can replay it. If you still have any questions though, just email me and I'll try to answer by email. If not, we can set up a Zoom appointment and I can work out some more problems on the whiteboard just one-on-one with you at home. I would totally be willing to do that. Thanks, class. Miss you guys. Hope you are enjoying your time at home.